Hello, welcome back. This is the King's Court. Firstly, thanks for rejoining us, and we will reintroduce ourselves again. The gentleman to my right.
Yes. Hello, guys. It's your guy Mardy.
This is Lord Soggy.
APL like the stock. Get your money up, man.
Okay, let's go. We're going to dive right in. We're going to have some fun today. It's a conversation we've been having for quite some time, gents,
Oh,
on the
baby.
WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
You know what time it is. It's GOAT Top 5. GOAT Top 5. Let's not play. We know there's going to be some howlers here. Someone's going to be missing open goals.
There's already been tweaks happening, people. There's already been tweaks happening.
There's been tweaks until you get to the court, until you get round the table of the court, and you can make tweaks. You know?
He's definitely one of those guys who walks up to an exam on the day, literally still revising with his revision book there. Me, I'm Mr. Cool, calm, collected. I like to be prepped. I haven't touched my list since last night. How about yourself, bro?
No, I'm good. I've already had mine. Mine was pretty quick. I had a long list, then a short list, and then in order 1 to 5. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, so the rules of engagement are going to be, first and foremost, each king is just going to stipulate their top 5 from 5 to 1. No interjections. It's going to be a share. If you need to interject, then you need to hold it, and then we'll see where we have the common areas, and then it's going to be the battle for that top 5 that we collectively need to agree on. Does everybody understand?
Yep.
Understand.
You want to go with yours first?
That's got to be
Since you're tweaking.
Let's start with the humour. Let's go.
These guys don't know. So
top 5 of all time. Let's just lay the groundwork, because, well, I don't know, how have you guys processed it? Because I processed it I didn't go down the route of if you got flagged then you're not go. I've not gone down that route. I've not gone pre USADA or post USADA. It's all time, bro.
Okay.
If you're being juiced up, it's fine.
All time.
You're welcome.
For me, it's all time.
Cool.
But for me, again, it's only have to be people I have watched.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I started watching UFC probably 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
3 fights like that I've seen back, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not going to lie. I excluded a few people. I'm sure we'll get there very soon, based on other external factors, which I think takes away from their legacy, because at the end of the day, it's all about legacy at the end of the day, and that for me is what a goal represents. Not necessarily the activities and the extracurricular activities. You're
gonna defend your list, bro.
I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna attack the disparities.
Sweet, man.
With the bullets that I have in my loaded gun.
Come on, man. Come on.
Let's start with the humour.
Come on.
Okay.
Go on, Soggy. Let's go.
In order, you want mine?
5 to 1.
From 5 to 1,
number
yeah.
5 to number 1.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'd say my list was quite hard to get to.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite easy. Then I did make some few tweaks, before.
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
And I agree, it's subjective on what we've seen, not necessarily what the masses believe. And I agree 100%. There might have been some absolute goats that you just haven't really been exposed to.
But I already know the list is meaty, man. I already know. Go on.
Names.
5.
Explanations.
No,
5.
No, just names now, and then we go into the second round of the justification court.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go. So at number 5, and this is with a heavy heart. Because this guy,
Say it with your chest, come on.
Yeah, of course. He's laying the groundwork. Go on,
Because this man, for me, I wanted to put him up there. I wanted to put him higher than he is on my list now.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at all of his work exclusively, right?
Yeah.
Number 5, I've got the Spider, Anderson Silva.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Interesting.
That's an interesting shout.
That's
an interesting shout. Yeah.
I'm biting my tongue.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, I've got the Eagle, Khabib.
Howler. That's already the first howler. That's already the first howler.
Number 4.
Yeah.
My man should be glad he's number 4.
Number 4. Oh, Khabib's number 4, right?
Khabib's number 4.
Okay. Number 3.
Number 3, I've got Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse. Number 3.
Too low. He's too low. He's too low. DJ's too low. DJ's too low, man. Go on.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 2.
Khabib, because I thought Khabib would be in your top 10.
Bro, it's a howler.
Honest,
Khabib's, that's a howler. That's a big howler.
That's
Put some respect on the name, like.
Right, King. Okay.
Number 2.
Yeah.
George Rush St. Pierre, GSP. Number 2.
Fair enough.
GSP number 2.
I see Matt Hughes.
I see number 1 is predictably who you're going to call out next.
Number 1 is the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And for me, it's ridiculous that anybody would debate this.
Yeah.
Johnny Bones Jones.
Oh, you've
Body
ruined
of
it.
work.
You've
Johnny
ruined it.
Bones
You've ruined
Jones.
it. To be fair, he's not too low on my list, but yeah, that's.
Let's go. Number 2, who's next?
So recap that quickly. 5 is.
5, yeah. I've got Spider Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Number 5. Number 4, I've got Khabib.
He's too high, bro.
Number
3.
Oh, okay.
Number 3.
I've got Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Number 2,
Yeah.
I've got GSP,
Yeah.
St. Pierre. Number 1, I've got John Jones.
Okay. Justifications are coming. Cool.
Let's go. Right, Lord Soggy here, giving you my top 5. Number 5, I've got Jose Aldo.
Okay.
Not when you get slept in 10
I
seconds,
told you I
bro.
would throw in some wild cards. So we
That's
can
a big
discuss.
shout. It's a big shout.
Okay.
I've got my justification.
Fair
We can
enough.
Get into it.
Yep.
Number 4, it's got to be Amanda Lioness Nunes.
Yeah, come on. She's exactly the same spot as me. Same spot, exactly.
It's not even. Anyway, we'll
We'll discuss it later. Yep.
Number 3, hence why probably DJ Mighty Mouse Demetrius Johnson is my number 3.
Yeah.
100%.
Fair play.
Number 2, I've got the Spider Anderson Silva.
Number 2.
At number 2, again, ready. I'm ready.
Wait. He is absolute out. How is this person not even in his top 5?
That's 2.
That's number 2.
Number 2.
You've only got 1 slot left.
I've got one slot.
And there's about 3 guys that I need you to still name. There's 3 guys I still need you to name.
You don't need me to name it.
Okay, go on, bro. Go on. Your greatest of all
My
time.
number 1, GSP, baby.
He's too high.
Rush.
He's
Number
too
1,
high. He's too high.
My goat.
I'm
That's
so
my
sorry.
five.
I'm
That's
so
my
sorry.
That
He's
is
too
my
high.
5.
He's too
I'll
high.
say each name with my chest.
Okay. Justification will
Line
come.
it up
shocked.
quickly. Jose Aldo 5, Amanda Nunes 4, Demetrius Johnson 3, Anderson Silva 2, GSP 1.
Sweet.
shocked.
Okay, we'll get to justifications.
My man on my right, my Mr. King, my Saturday, he was looking for Khabib number 1 or 2.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Top 5
Come on.
greatest
APL.
of all
APL,
times.
Let's do this.
Of all times, coming here talking money. 5 out of Ontario. Is he from Ontario?
Yeah,
Quebec, Canada. G.
travesty,
George St. Pierre.
Number 5. Wow. Okay.
Number 5.
Wow.
Number 4,
Say wow.
Amanda Nunes.
Come on.
Number 4, Amanda Nunes.
Come on.
Number 3, Anderson.
Okay.
Skinny body. Number 2, this hurt me. This I didn't want to put him, but I had to. John Jones. Number 1, greatest of all time. The body of work speaks for itself. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson.
I'm not adverse to that.
The greatest of all time, pound for pound. Over to you, Soggy. What's the next step? Let's start explaining it then.
So that's an interesting. So let's first and foremost, let's go with who's in our top 5. Forget the rankings. Where we matching for now, and then we go into 5 to 1 justification.
Can we talk about his howler, by the way?
Sway.
Can we talk about that? Number 4.
Khabib.
That is
The
a
Khabib, well, we both agree
howler.
that is. I didn't think he'd even be anywhere near your top 5, to be honest. I'm shocked. So that I can't wait to target him, because based on the discussions we've had in the past, for Khabib to be near your top 5, I'm sure. Absolutely.
That's just
Yeah, and you know what? Everybody knows. Obviously, I respect Khabib and what he's done. I'm not the biggest Khabib fan at all, but I have to look at it objectively. You know, take out any biases whatsoever, and just look at what he's done, and he's there. You know, for me, there was other people I wanted to put above him. I didn't even want him in my top 5. I didn't know what could be in my top 5, but I had to look at what he's done really over the past 5-6 years, and I had to put some respect on the name.
I just think that's a howler, bro. Khabib's never been top 4 UFC greats of all time. No way.
Okay. So
he's not even top 10, quite frankly.
Okay, so I'm just going to say, put it out at the moment in time, right? At the moment in time, he is still the pound for pound number 1 at this moment in the UFC.
Is that true? Is that the rankings?
It's
at the moment,
the list?
Still
Okay.
Which for me, when John Jones is still living and breathing and fighting, it doesn't compute with me. Anyway, it doesn't compute with me.
Yeah.
Let's go with what Soggy said, right? In terms of the
where we matching.
Where we match, yeah.
Okay.
Who's generally not in terms of ranking, just in terms of
GSP is being in.
GSP's in all of ours. He's in all of ours.
All of ours.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've got him 5. You had him too high.
2.
Yeah.
Too high.
Yeah, that's too high.
Soggy had him number 1.
So GSP's got 3 votes from us.
3 votes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then who's second? Who's next in terms of alignment? We've all got Anderson Silva.
Yes.
We all have Anderson Silva.
Yeah,
in the top 5.
that skinny body, man. Come on.
So that's interesting. Do we all have
The Pioneer
as well? Mighty Mouse.
Yes,
Yeah.
all a DJ.
Oi! So guys,
Yeah.
we're not. And then now it gets interesting. So we've got 3 votes for Anderson Silva. We've got 3 votes for DJ. And now we're going into wildcard.
2 for Nunes.
2 for Nunes.
Yeah.
Nunes 2.
I don't know why you're doing that, bro, because
So that's
nobody can
interesting.
talk to her.
Nunes 2.
Wild. It's wild.
So where's our wild card? So we got
Khabib.
Khabib as a wild
Okay,
card.
you're talking about my wild card is could be
No.
in my top 5.
No, as in your wild card is in you're the only person who's
That's chosen
just
them.
like Jose Aldo is my wild card.
Okay.
Based on the populist votes.
Yeah.
APL, who's your?
I've got no wild cards. We've got John Jones. Me and
Oh, and then
Soggy's
we've got John
both.
Jones with
Yeah,
2.
yeah.
Ooh.
You've got the wild card.
So
That's a shocker. You're not gonna get away with that as well, by the way.
What, Jose Aldo?
Flipping neck.
So
He's never been top
I
5.
see why, but yeah.
No.
let's
Not when you get slept like that.
Let's discuss. Who
Maybe
do we
they
want to
keep
go?
Brazil.
Who do we want to go for first? Do we want to go Khabib first or Jose Aldo?
No, since we're on Aldo, let's go for Aldo first, because for me that is shocking. Give us your thinking behind that.
For me, so I started watching, and about 2008 as well.
Yeah.
When did he?
By the way, did none of you lot watch the Ultimate Fighter season 1? Griffin and Stephen Bonner. Not when it happened, but
when it happened.
but you've rewatched it, right?
Clips. I've not rewatched all of it.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
So we're just going back to old school now.
Because that's when I first got into UFC, like properly.
So,
Go on, bro.
Yeah, for
You're
me,
thinking.
obviously Connor came in and just embarrassed Jose Aldo. How many seconds was that? 13
12 or
seconds,
whatever it
13
was.
Seconds, TKO punch. That was in 2015.
Yeah.
UFC 194.
Yeah.
And then Connor obviously took the belt. But before that, Jose Aldo, and I was aware of him, and he was just a beat. He was untouchable. He was untouchable. Honestly, so I've got his record here now. So between June the 1st, 2008, and Connor sleeping him in 2015, all Khabib had was win.
Oh,
And not just
Jose.
win. Sorry. God.
Living rent free.
I want to take him out already.
Come on.
All Aldo has is wins, and not just wins, not decisions. We're talking KO. I'm just going to go in order. KO, TKO, TKO, and look. TKO elbows, TKO punch, not punches. Punch.
Yeah.
TKO knee. TKO punches.
Bro.
TKO flying knee.
I'm sorry, bro.
TKO punches. Ooh, one unanimous decision. Then we're talking punch. Now we're talking title fights. Now we're talking unanimous decision. He's got to win. Now the unanimous decision, but it's Kenny Florian. Chad Mendes, he's got a TKO with a knee.
Yeah.
Frankie Edgar, unanimous decision win.
These are names.
Honestly, Chan Song Jun, punches. Ricardo Lamas, unanimous decision.
These are names. Yeah.
Chad Mendes, unanimous decision.
Yeah, then he gets slept.
Then he gets slept. But up to that point, and he was just a beast. I mean, they almost invented the division for him because he was wiping at most of those fights in WEC. They didn't even have that division.
The king of
when
real.
UFC got him, they just said, "Here's your belt. You're the best. You're the best at this weight in the world. There's no
Best featherweight in the world."
There's no discussion. He didn't even have to fight for the belt. It was his first fight in the UFC was, "Here's the belt." A little bit like Ronda Rousey. He had that aura where it wasn't even discussion. He was the best in the world, and he dominated. Conor came, and let's be honest, Conor did his thing. Got into his head and ripped that belt from him. Honestly, like the fact that there's never been played back is because Conor, became double-weight champion, never defended. But you know what I'm delighted about though, Kings? None of us named McNugget. Conor is not on any of our.
No, he's not. He's not top 15.
We have some sense.
We're not saying we're experts, but we're not casual sofa bums who just ride up a certain So
again, let me just reiterate: I'm the biggest Conor fan. So I don't want any listeners or viewers out there to think I'm not. I'm the biggest Conor fan. But for me, Jose Aldo is not even the top. He's not top 3. No, he's not top 2 featherweight in the UFC at all times. Because the moment you lose to Max Holloway, how many did you lose? Twice?
Twice. But that's... Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, because Max Holloway is just better.
Max Blessed, for me, he's one of the greatest featherweights of all time. I love Max so much. He's sick. He's so sick.
But you know what? I'm going to back up Jose Aldo's record with everything pre-Conor. Was absolute domination.
But why?
Because we've all named Anderson Silva, and let's be honest, after Chris Weidman, Anderson Silva's record is just losses.
Okay.
That is my
come
on.
Let's calm down.
No, that's true.
We're not picking somebody who we're not just going to say. For example, we could all come here and go Khabib's number 1 because he's never been.
He's never lost. John Jones, all that stuff. Yeah.
Some of the names I've just named on Aldo's record, you like straight away. You said, "Oh, that's some names there."
Yeah, but it's not
well named.
It's not,
and that's why for me, Khabib. But to your guy, Khabib can't. As much as I love Khabib and I love him as a man and the dominating wrestler that he is, he hasn't got enough title defenses. He won the title versus Al LaQuinta, light work.
Well, okay, we'll move on to Khabib.
Okay,
we'll move on to Khabib.
We're on Aldo now,
Some people, they try to wipe out somebody else's glory to make their own shine brighter. Let's not do that here, yeah? Let's not do that.
I was gonna run through. Sorry, guys.
I was gonna say I'm the opposite to APL here. I do agree with that body of work that Aldo has done. I do agree with the names. You can't disagree with that. And for me, yeah, he is a complete contender for that top 5. I just feel that if you are a champion and you get slept in that devastating fashion.
Anderson Silva, bro.
No. It's true.
Silva lost his title by the leg, broke his leg.
That's the rematch. That was a rematch.
After that was never the same again.
Oh, it was a rematch. It was.
He did lose by that knockout.
Yeah.
But the thing is, by that time, you should see Anderson Silva was in the ring taking the mick out of Chris Weidman.
Of course.
My man was doing Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope.
Yeah, exactly.
Jose Aldo, right? He was still in his prime, and he let a guy get in his head, because for me, I thought, going into that fight, I actually didn't think Conor would win that fight.
Yeah, of course. We didn't know who he was.
Conor made it look easy because he got in his head. And for me, I think to be a champion and a true champion, the greatest of all time, I don't think you can allow that.
No, it matters how you go out, man. Again, just to clarify my point, I'm not saying that you have to be undefeated to be greatest of all time. Well, my list proves it, but it's just the way, like... but let's look at these names. Okay, let's look at these names.
15 fights unbeaten.
Let's look at these names. Let's look at these names.
7. He's still got the most title defenses in the featherweight division. 7 title defenses until Conor did what he did.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can't.
That's rude, by the way.
Let's look at the moment. The moment he got the title, right, in UFC, he beat Mark Homnick. Who's that?
Mark Homnick.
Who's that?
Okay, I think I've seen 1 or 2 of his fights.
I haven't.
Is that his first fight in UFC?
That's his first fight in UFC where he got the title. Yeah.
Where he had the title.
UFC 129. And then Kenny Florian. Okay, that's a name. Yeah. Fair enough. Chad Mendes, that's a name.
Yeah.
Frankie Edgar, that's a name. Chan Sung Jung, I don't know who the hell that is. Ricardo Lamas, I don't rate him.
Yeah. He's a name, still a name.
Chad Mendes again.
There you go.
Yeah.
So in reality, it's Kenny Florian, Chad Mendes, Frankie Edgar, and then Chad Mendes again. It's just those 4.
Cub
that
Swanson
names.
he beats in his prime in 2009. Mike Brown
Yep.
he beats as well.
Mike
Uriah
Brown, wow.
Faber he beats. Come on.
Yeah.
Again,
is
all
this
These are
WEC?
pre-UFC. This is pre-UFC.
Faber.
It's
Mike
not his
Brown.
fault. Exactly. It's not
These-
his
these
fault.
are-
There
these are
wasn't
pre-
it wasn't his fault. There wasn't a featherweight division
Right.
in the UFC. So
Okay.
for me, you really have to count that because
no,
these
of course you
fighters
do.
were all got
You
moved to
do.
the UFC at the same time.
For me, you count that in a
100%.
reputable organisation.
Yeah.
WEC was
So look at that.
reputable.
Uriah
Yeah.
Faber.
At the same time,
Mike Brown.
that was at
Names.
featherweight.
Yes.
Uriah Faber, he was the
Came
WEC
up,
champion,
yeah.
but at bantamweight.
Yeah,
I
came
believe.
up, yeah.
So he went down.
Oh, sorry, went down.
He
Yeah.
went down. So he did beat him, but
Yeah.
at the same time, he might have had a few.
I just think Aldo's a howler, man. I don't think he's top 5.
It's not a howler.
I
It's
think
not
he's a howler,
He
man.
should be in the contention.
No way.
I think he's in the
He's
discussion.
No
He's in the discussion
way.
I
for
think
me.
he should be in the discussion.
Of course he is. You
way.
cannot look at that.
Let me-
I think his record, and I'm gonna. This is where I'm gonna flip it and switch a chapter. I think his justification is more than Khabib's to be in the top 5.
Do we think he's in the top 5? Is he better than BJ Penn, Jose Aldo?
Yes.
No, he's never
Yes.
been.
BJ Penn.
He's
None
never
of us
been.
have named BJ Penn.
Oh, you lot are
None of us have
just
called out BJ
okay.
Penn.
What's the previous era? The BJ Penn, Matt Hughes, all those guys. Yeah, they revolutionized the way the way UFC is. And I think if you're gonna be a GOAT, you have to revolutionize the sport in some way. And Jose Aldo for me, but okay, you had powerful leg kicks, okay, and then what?
Did you not hear them hunches?
No. But I'm talking about like you have to revolutionize the game. Like my number one, well, I don't know the rest. DJ, he was just an all-round fighter. Submission, he did. I don't know how many submissions. I can look his record.
Yeah.
Knockouts, like he just did everything. Flying armbar.
How many people did he knock out though?
And it's double check. He finished quite a lot of people though. He finished quite a lot of people. And when you weigh 125, I don't expect you to knock down a brick wall. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
But for me, Aldo is more devastating than Mighty Mouse, and that's probably because he's
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
But
Yeah.
for me, yeah, DJ has to be in. He has to be in that conversation.
Yeah. I don't know, but Aldo for me is
Easily.
BJ Penn's better. Matt Serra's better. Matt Hughes is better.
Talk about people in higher weight classes.
I'd even put Brock Lesnar as an argument being top 5 over Jose Aldo, man.
Come on, let's.
Of course.
Come on.
Of course.
No.
course,
Stop this
man.
nonsense.
Of course, man.
I need a Coke Hold'em.
I'd put CM Punk, man, in there before him, man.
Don't make me leave the car.
Okay, alright.
Don't make me leave the car.
Right,
It was
Khabib
two kings
time.
and one jester.
Khabib time.
Alright, so for me, Jose Aldo over Khabib. Why are you picking Khabib over Jose Aldo if it was a battle between those two as wild cards?
So yeah, I think for me, and somebody said before that, you know, just because somebody's undefeated doesn't mean that he's going to be the greatest of all time, or you know, or something along those lines. That is very true. But because the reason he's there, because he has been undefeated.
Yeah.
Now Khabib, everybody knows I'm not the biggest Khabib fan. I think he has been very one-dimensional over his career.
Yeah.
He's changing that, and he is evolving, which I love. And a lot of his wins. Okay, Khabib is 29-0.
Yeah.
For me, I can't hate on somebody who is actually 29-0. That means they've had 29 fights,
Yeah.
and no man has beaten him.
Yeah.
He's retired and he's left the UFC with an unbeaten record.
Yeah.
That does not happen. There might be one or two people, but it just doesn't happen. So for me, that's already him there, and for that reason, I had to put him in the top 5.
Yeah.
But when you look, forget about the stuff before UFC, because when it's talked about, you have to look at an organisation that is reputable, like the WEC. Man's fighting in some backyard leagues, you know. So I don't count those. But if you look at some of the last like 5 years, who he's fought. So his last fight was against Justin Gaethje, and my word, Justin Gaethje is a killer at lightweight. He's a killer at 155, and he made that look. He made that look quite easy.
Bro, the moment he says I didn't want to break his arm, and I tried to tap him out.
Mum and Dad were there.
That's fine, but it's violation.
It is.
That's
It
a
is.
violation.
Yeah.
I'm like, break my arm. Break my arm. You know? So that's one. So the next one, Dustin Poirier. For me, I've always seen Dustin Poirier as a really world-class fighter that he always misses that peak. He's got a chance to do it soon, obviously, but at that time, Justin Poirier was, he earned that title shot, and he got done. He got finished.
Yeah.
Again, these are submissions. Rear naked choke. The one before that was against Conor.
Yeah.
And Conor had time off.
So much pleasure on that
Conor
one.
did have.
Not gonna lie.
I didn't have no pleasure.
I didn't have no
Oh,
pleasure in
I
that
love
either.
it.
Yeah.
It's just business. It's just business.
Conor did have time off. Was it a year and a half?
Yeah, of course.
He did have time off. He was doing all sorts extracurricular activities that he was doing.
He got owned and he got pounded afterwards. And his boys got pounded. Oh, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Oh, just for that, I'll pick Khabib over Aldo all day, every day. You couldn't even stop there.
I was already changing his top 5.
I'm telling you.
Changing his top 5.
Just because of that.
But for me, that and it just shows how he's evolved is because I think he dropped Conor with a right hand.
Yeah, but yeah, he did, but it was enough. He didn't go down. He almost he's down. You're down. Yeah, touchdown. Yeah. He's down. He knocked down. Yeah.
So Conor prides himself on having these two hammers.
But bear in mind, he had his arms down. It was very disrespectful. Do you remember how he had his arms down? Yeah. It's not his fault, of course. No, he landed it.
Conor prides himself on having these two hammers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Khabib took those hammers, just like Dustin is taking Conor's punches. Not a lot of people take Conor's punches, but fair play. Again, it shows his evolution there. Before the Edson Barboza, he's a lethal striker, man. Those kicks.
Barboza is dangerous.
He's a lethal striker, lethal grappler as well. And yeah, he beat him. It was
4 takedowns, just smashed him down.
Yeah,
absolutely smashed
decision
him. Absolutely smashed him.
Bro, I remember watching that. He looks like he was like, "What am I doing here?" Honestly, I remember it. Barboza was just like, I just don't want to be here.
Getting that violated, it was like a gangbang.
Honestly,
coming from the left, the right, guys on top of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Throwing his weight on you, absolute domination. And the thing is, look at me, he's turning me slowly. The thing against Justin Gaethje was the fact that he had confidence in the stand-up against the banger.
Who does
against
that?
the banger. Justin Gaethje wants it on the wants it on the feet. He wants a brawl.
But
and Khabib out techniqued a boxer.
But we knew his game plan. We knew Gaethje's game plan. He was like, if I land 4, like I can't remember the number he said, but his game was once I eliminate the legs, his wrestling is going to diminish. But to be honest, if I watched it,
29, 26.
Yeah, but I watched it again. If you watch it again, the leg kick that leads to the finish, Khabib's leg was almost done, Like he almost swept him. Khabib, as he's falling, he's grabbed onto him, which just shows the power because he grabbed him and pulled him down. But he was close. Gaethje was close.
I think a lot of people go into fights with Khabib saying they have a game plan.
Yeah.
Executing that game plan is a totally different question.
Yeah.
The other fight I missed out before Edson Barboza was the title fight against Al Iaquinta.
Yeah.
Let's just take a pause and give Al Iaquinta a round of applause. I lasted 5 rounds with him.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very, very last minute. They both weren't.
Yeah, it was like 2 days or something. 2 days or whatever.
Changes for a title fight ever.
Yeah, 2 days.
It's never going to be a classic. And it was almost there, like, it was almost just the homecoming for Khabib. Like, for me, that wasn't really... He was like, right, I just need to play it safe. I just need to put my weight on him. I just need to dominate him. And that was what he did. And Quinty was like deer in headlights. Like, where Edson just get absolutely, I don't want to use any profanities, but absolutely just smashed, bum smashed. That's not rude. It was just a little bit different. It was quite boring. It was just, he just made it a grapple. He just made it, I'm going to hold you, I'm going to dominate you, I'm going to clearly win this.
Yeah, he did what he needed. He did what he needed to do.
It was just,
Yeah, he did. But I think doing the last minute, obviously, it does affect everything. But in terms of somebody's strategy who is very much wrestling, sambo wrestling, heavy, really and truly, when you know that's what you're going to do in that fight, how much readiness do you need for that?
Yeah.
Because for me, if he's that high level, which he is, he should have been able to finish that fight. And for me, that's one thing for Khabib. He should have finished that fight. And some of his fights that he's not finished, I do put question marks. And for me, that's why he's not higher.
Yeah.
That's why he's not higher on my list.
Yeah, but for me, it's Khabib over Aldo every day of the week.
You're picking Khabib over Aldo?
Yeah, but to be honest though, because I've just had a look at Khabib's like his fights in the UFC, and there's some impressive names there, but for some reason I had it in my head he'd beaten more killers than that. Especially with the weight division, because obviously
remember the Ferguson fight got cancelled 5 times.
In my head, yeah.
That all the times that was meant to happen would have been the time to really make Khabib the superstar that he was.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. As much as I also love Khabib, in terms of his name being amplified and him getting the eyes on him, it was Conor.
Yeah,
Let's be
he
honest,
wasn't
because
active enough.
Yeah,
Khabib,
it's
that's the one asterisk in his career. He just wasn't active
He
enough.
retired
I
so early.
think his nickname at one point was Tua Masu because because apparently the night before a weight cut, I think one of the fights against Ferguson, he had a Tua Masu, which meant he was overweight, and then they somehow turned it into food poisoning or something else. because of his
I
weight.
heard that. I heard that.
And he
I think
pulled out
after
of a few
Ferguson-
fights. He's pulled out as well of a
So
few.
for me, it's a little bit, the weight. He's obviously one of those guys that in between fights, I know he's always at it, but the weight cut for Khabib, I remember up to him fighting Conor was always a massive struggle.
Yeah, remember, like he'd always like faint, and they had problems with he changed his team nutrition. Yeah, so yeah, look.
Because I mean, you're going to compare, like, I'm looking at Khabib's UFC record. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we've got 13 wins in the UFC. All wins, fantastic. But I also share that Aldo's got, like, if we count WEC, that's 15 in a row.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true, and that's the top level opponents.
And I think he's got bigger names. I think he's got. I get. It depends on styles and what you like. But I'm looking at Khabib's record now. There's a lot of unanimous decisions. Great.
Yeah,
which is
I've changed my
domination.
mind. I've changed
But
my
Aldo
mind.
I've
changed my
He
mind.
wasn't taking it to the
It
judges.
was explosive, man.
Come on,
It was explosive.
Yes.
Aldo was
I think
explosive.
people are like, you're sleeping on him a little
No,
bit.
no,
I love
I
Khabib.
changed my mind,
But
actually.
in terms of decisiveness, I'm going to give it to Aldo.
Yeah. I changed my mind. Yeah,
That's very
he's
true.
baptizing people. Aldo was baptizing people.
He was.
Yeah.
He was literally. He was.
Yeah.
But again, the only thing.
Because remember what you said, I didn't think he stood a chance against Conor. That was your words. Neither did I. And I knew what Aldo was about. So, I don't know.
I didn't think Conor stood a chance.
Yeah,
Same.
same.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah,
Same.
yeah.
I thought you can't even be on the same playing field as Aldo.
I was.
So the
I went
mind
Aldo
games
Conor
were
to win,
another
but
level.
It's true, and Khabib, I think his name is bigger than it probably should be. I'm just because
The
of
Conor amplification.
It's true, but for me, 29-0, last 5 years. That's why he's there.
Left on the top. I like
Yeah.
that.
But hey,
Honestly.
But then it may be because he retired not long ago. It may be why we're being a bit.
And only
about him.
3 title fights. He won it. And
It's
then-
not
yeah,
enough,
he won
man.
it.
It's not
Yeah,
enough.
he won it, and then there's 3 defenses.
It's not enough.
Oh, yeah,
It's not enough.
defenses.
It's not
So
enough.
for me,
It's
I
true.
think out of if we talk about our top 5, where all of our guys are champions, he would have the least defenses.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Including versus Aldo.
3 is
Aldo-
not enough,
Aldo's got
man.
7.
and I think title defenses do come.
It's
into
key.
play.
It's key. 100%.
It's
It's key.
time.
It's
I do
key.
think It does.
It's key.
I mean,
I love
I'm-
Khabib, but I don't think he should be on the
But
top 5.
let's look. Could someone pull up what the current rankings for the lightweight is at the moment, and let's look at who he's fought and who he hasn't fought, because that will determine everything for me. Because he had a chance. Because at the moment for me, I think lightweight is murderer's row. Do we all agree with that?
Killers.
Poirier, Chandler, Oliveira, all those guys. Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. Now, of course.
2021, end of 2020, start of 21.
Yeah.
Before that,
Okay.
there was a lot of people.
That's fine. How old is Khabib? 30.
Ooh.
What, 31? Something like that?
Yeah,
Khabib,
birth 1988.
88, so he
33.
is 33. Yeah.
33, so he's prime.
33 in September.
So he's prime, right? He's prime.
Definitely.
Charles Oliveira, the current champion, he hasn't fought him.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier, he fought him and he beat him fair
him,
and
yeah.
square. Justin Gaethje, beat him fair and
Beat him,
square.
yeah.
Daniel Dariush hasn't fought him. Michael Chandler hasn't fought him.
No.
Let's skip out Makachev because that's never happening. Ferguson hasn't fought him.
Fought him. 5 cancellations.
Yeah. RDA fought him, beat
him,
him.
beat him.
Dan Hooker beat him. Conor
No,
McGregor.
Never fought Dan Hooker.
Oh, sorry, not Dan Hooker. Pardon. RDA beat him. Dan Hooker never fought. McGregor, of course.
So there you go.
And then from there it gets a bit tricky. Kevin Lee, whatever. But
Yeah.
so there's at least 3 names there that he hasn't
Big name-
fought.
there's big names for me.
Massive names, by the way.
Where if we talk about probably a future goal, I'm not going to go, that's probably another conversation, but if we've talked about a future goal, i.e. Usman, he's doing laps on the division.
Yeah, man.
Where Khabib hasn't even finished his initial lap yet. If you think about it, if we started naming the welterweight top 6 or 7, Kamaru's done all of them.
Yeah.
Khabib,
And then,
And Kamaru hasn't been anywhere near the top 5. Khabib, we're going to put him in the top 5, and he's only just won the
And
belt,
you know what
and he's only defending it 3 times.
You know what the annoying thing is? He looked like he was becoming a monster.
Oh, yes. With his
Like the way he
striking.
dealt with Gaethje, like you said,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just disappointing, man. That he walked out
It is.
when he
And
did.
Gone too soon.
It's true, gone too soon. For me,
For legacy,
he's
he needs to be a
undefeated.
little bit longer.
For me, for legacy, yeah. For me, he's undefeated.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else who has finished their UFC career undefeated.
You-
For me, based on that,
Yeah.
that he's there. But again, he's interchangeable for me.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I vote for Aldo. I vote Aldo.
Sticking with Aldo.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I would definitely put Aldo over Khabib.
Alright, so
Okay,
we have
cool.
made our, everybody, listeners, we've made our first decision, our first agreement. There wasn't too many explicitives. I'm sorry I used the word bum rush. In terms of a wild card, now, somewhere in our top 5, we haven't even got to rankings yet, but somewhere in the top 5, we're going to have Jose Aldo and Khabib. Unofficially in our 6, but we're not here to talk.
By the way, before we get to before we
Made that decision,
yeah, before we go to our like official top 5, can we have special mentions, please?
Okay,
Because
here we go.
there are people who need special mentioning in this, right?
Are these your
These,
close
yeah,
calls?
this is my long list, my close
Here we
calls,
go,
right?
everybody. It's going to be a long while. Get a cup of tea.
Okay, so the number 1 close call, Royce Gracie. He was.
way back.
I've gone way back,
Black and white
no,
days.
I've gone way back. But I watched him, and I had to go watch him again recently, just to freshen my mind. But he was somebody that just showed that you could be skinny and be mostly, like, the biggest guys. So he definitely needs a mention, just for purely changing the game, the outlook of people. Like he mesmerized people as to how he beat them, right? Number 2, Fedor. Bro, Fedor was a gunman. And maybe some say he avoided the UFC because of the golden snitch, but we're gonna close an eye on that. But listen, you can take all the supplements if you're gonna do what he did. I'm just saying.
Zero
I'm just saying.
ethics here. Not me, this is APL with zero ethics. I'm a very
I think,
ethical person.
yeah, I think Matt Hughes deserves a mention. BJ Penn, we've already spoken about. I think Daniel Cormier, DC, deserves a mention. You know,
DC does. He does. deserve a
DC, he
mention.
did it the right way. Like he did it the right way.
Just a mention though. I love DC.
Just
I
a
love
mention,
DC.
of course.
Just a mention.
When you lose this to the same person 3 times, twice, 3 times.
So he didn't want to think.
One was a no contest.
Oh, forget that, man. No, man.
What do
no.
you mean forget that?
No, man. We're not having that.
What? That was
John Jones
the
beat
record
him.
says it. Failed drug test.
John Jones.
NC.
No, John
It's
Jones
on
beat
his
him.
record.
No, my eyes saw them fight. My eyes saw John Jones win.
I also didn't see the magical potions.
What
flowing
was
through his-
what
flowing through his blood.
what was the second one? The second was
It
no
was a
contest
no
as well.
contest.
The second one was a no contest.
It was a- yeah,
the head kick.
The one he finished him was a no
It was
contest.
a no
yeah.
contest.
Oh, that's crap, man.
And it
It's
says
crap.
on the stats and the record book say NC
drug test,
failed
yeah.
drug test.
It wasn't. It wasn't
So therefore-
EPO though. You know.
Listen.
It's not something that you're inject. And then when we go into the technicalities
Yeah,
of and performance enhancing drugs and whatnot.
There's no way DC beats John Jones.
Yeah.
They can fight 365 times. There's no way. There's no way.
I would love to say that, but he just needs to behave himself. So,
Yeah.
because again, in GOAT status for me, it's a very much about legacy, because that means you're almost immortalized forever.
And that's why it was a number 1 for
And
me.
that's the opposite. That's why he's not for me, because of so many other things. Because he just couldn't, he never. That's so super sad, because I think had it not been for his disparities and his misdemeanors, he would have been on like 15 title defenses, unbeaten. But because of everything in between, like his reign as a champ, as a GOAT, is just stunted with his own extracurricular activities.
Yeah, but if you look at his list, right?
Talk about John Jones.
it's-
now, then.
Let's talk about John Jones now. But
Some people are talking
Is-
rubbish here.
bro, his list is truly murderer's row.
Nobody in the whole world of mixed martial arts has got the list that John Jones has.
No way. John Jones's resume, his coffin holds names. And when we talk about names like Jose Aldo and all these people, go on, bro. Go on, once I get the list up.
Continue. I'm just trying, I'm getting a bit worked up here because I just remembered it. It wasn't in somebody's top 5. It wasn't in somebody's top 5. I'm sorry, I can't have a proper conversation with
Yeah.
somebody who
Doesn't
sees
have John
that
Jones
list,
number 5, no.
Who sees that list and does not put any respect on it whatsoever. We're talking about the lightweight division, full of killers.
Light heavyweight.
No. We were talking about.
Oh
the
yeah.
lightweight division full of killers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's in the whole entirety of the UFC, there was never been such a stacked division in any division over all these years as that light heavyweight decision during John Jones's era. There has never been, and he has fought every single.
Let's look at the names, because by the way, I came into I was properly into MMA during the John Jones early era, right? The Rampage Jackson, all those guys. Look, when we talk about names, let's look at this. He beat Ryan Bader, submission, guillotine choke.
Ryan Bader.
Yeah, Ryan Bader, submission, guillotine choke. Title, Mauricio Shogunua, punches and knees. As a 21-year-old...
he's the youngest UFC fighter currently to this
as a 21-year-old, he absolutely embarrassed the current champion, right? And I'm not sure if there's anyone, again, I'm just saying this, he's my number 2, but I'm not sure if there's ever been anyone that's won the title in such a... Mauricio Shogunua was the man, and a 21-year-old came and just embarrassed him.
completely.
He beats him, goes on to beat Rampage Jackson, rear naked choke.
Absolute legend.
Goes on to beat Lyoto Machida, guillotine choke.
I'm saying legends.
But let's talk about. Let's just take a
legends.
second to talk about this Lyoto Machida fight. That was the first fight actually that he actually got rocked.
Yeah.
The way that he finished Lyoto Machida, right? It was a standing
Guillotine,
guillotine. The referee said stop. The guy dropped him. He dropped to the floor. He literally dropped to the floor. And he
By the
walked
way,
off.
Machida is a bad boy.
Absolute snake.
Like he's not. These aren't bums. But listen, it goes on.
Massive names.
Rashad Evans,
Fantastic.
Wow.
Vitor Belfort on all the juice.
Oh,
So he put all of that.
He was on all the supplements. Vitor Belfort beat him. So, by the way, Rashad Evans, that was unanimous decision. It was a good fight, but he beat him. All ends up. Rashad knew lost.
Look at the significant strikes. 105 to 45.
Yeah. Vitor Belfort, submission. Chael Sonnen, TKO. Gustafsson, decision, by the way.
Anyway, controversial.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, now it gets...
Up to that point, I was like, okay, yep, legends.
Now it gets...
Gustafsson,
But
in my eyes.
no.
Controversially.
No. You're not about to say Gustafsson beat him.
No, I'm saying that should have been a draw.
Ooh. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Yeah.
should have beat him. I said, well, I've watched that. I watched it again and again and again. And this was when I was John Jones' #1 fan. And I watched it again and I thought, I don't think he won that. And then I watched it again and I thought, he didn't win that. And I had to watch it again and go, did he lose it? He didn't lose it though.
No.
Because to beat a champion, in my eyes, old school, you need to beat a champion.
No, I don't agree with
He
that.
was close.
I don't agree with that.
Well, for me, it's a draw. For me, I didn't think he and there's at least 3 or 4 fights that you're gonna get to where I'm not convinced he won those fights. But with that one, that's the first one where I'm like, I'm not convinced he won that.
Yeah.
You see the theory of you have to beat a champion, like you have to rip it from... I don't agree with that. It's a fight. If 2 people win, and if at the end your eyes tell you this one won over this one, it shouldn't matter who the champion is.
Yeah, and that's true. But if it comes to decisions, one you say it should have been a draw. You know, you're not going to give it a win.
For me, John Jones won those three rounds for sure. For sure, he may have lost the first one from memory. I think he may have lost the first one. The second one was close. The third one he lost. 4th and 5th he won for sure.
I think he 100% won on 4th and 5th. I'll give Alex the first 3, to be honest.
The round 2, bro, is close.
I think he gets it. And that close one, I'll give to Alex.
Okay, fair enough. But that's anyways. He beat.
I'm not about that.
Yeah.
But it went down as a split decision win.
No, you did.
Unanimous. He's unanimous.
That's unanimous.
Unanimous.
Another
Yeah.
thing I was fuming about at the time. I
It's
didn't think it was unanimous.
It's unanimous,
I think
yeah.
the split would have been like a little bit more fair, and then the draw would have been, for me, fair.
No, I think Jones
To
won.
give it to him.
I think he won.
you go for this
I think Jones won 2. He won 2, 4, 5. Personally, from memory, anyways. I don't know unless I see it again. Glover Teixeira, unanimous.
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier, unanimous.
Yeah, he beat DC. No debate there.
Ovington Peru, unanimous.
Unanimous.
And then the no contest, that's crap. That's worse. That he knocked him out.
I don't feel like. And again, we're talking about somebody's character now. But I don't feel like that was purposely done. But anyway,
What's that? Taking the drugs?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't take drugs on purpose?
I don't feel like what they found in his sample was purposely taken.
Okay.
Like
Really?
like Killershaw.
Is this what he told you?
Like Dillashaw, yeah.
Like Dillashaw,
Yeah.
who
I can't
had to
buy that.
inject. something.
Regardless,
Anyway, let's move on.
two man fought.
the cocaine out.
Two men fought. One got a head kick
And what?
and got knocked out.
Nate Diaz is smoking marijuana on stage. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Gustafsson again knocked out.
Yeah, that was clear. Well, you can knock it, and that's the thing. Gustafsson should have had that rematch straight away. You're doing it years later when it's not really.
But people would
it's not really
argue
a discussion point.
he'd be better then. Anyways, I don't know. Anthony Smith, it's Thiago Santos and Dominic Reyes.
And those last two, controversially, I
No,
don't.
Santos, come on, please.
Come on.
Come on.
It's a decision. It's not even a
on,
UD.
Joe.
It's the only
Nah.
split decision on his record, and I actually gave that to Santos myself.
So Santos beat Jones.
It was a split. It's under a split
Yeah, it
decision.
was on the split decision.
And I
but-
thought.
No, but your
Santos
eyes.
beat
What are
him.
your eyes? You thought Santos beat
Well,
him?
maybe it's something I need to go back and watch, but I genuinely thought Santos beat him.
You think it was closer than the Reyes or Gustafsson fight?
Which one?
The Santos
The
fight.
the Santos one.
I think it's closer.
You think it was?
I think the Gustafsson fight for me was draw. I think Santos beats him in that last fight, and I think Dominic Reyes potentially beat him as well.
So you're
That's
saying
cap, man. That's cap.
basically
That's
that
cap.
Santos fight was
That's cap.
as a closer fight to Santos.
Yeah. Then
Opposition.
anything.
When I watched it, I thought he lost.
That's cap.
No, that's
When he went to the judges, I thought he's lost this.
No, that's rubbish.
I was shocked.
That's
I was
cap.
shocked.
That's
And
cap.
Reyes, I 100% thought he lost. Where Santos, I would say, I would probably like 70%.
The Reyes
The
one.
Reyes one, I thought, wow.
That's
how
not
the
the-
heck has he got that?
the
one?
Reyes
And
one
that was
is
a
probably-
UD, that was a unanimous decision.
No,
where
the
Santos
Reyes
wasn't.
one. The Reyes one should have been a split. I agree with that. I think of all these close fights, I think the Reyes one was the closest one. Then Santos, then Gustafsson for me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I got Gustafsson over the Santos fight.
And
Really?
by the way, this is all subjective.
Yeah,
But look
it
at,
is.
again, that's why I like decisive killers. Like, there's no discussion at Aldo. It's not getting to judges.
Yeah.
And and we're having a conversation about a goal, and I get he's in your two lists, and which means majority rules, which is going to make the top five. I get that.
Yeah.
But in terms of some of these decisions, which are part of his legacy, they're a little bit not sure about. And that's not even talking about the extracurricular activities.
Let's go through the wins that he's had in the UFC without decisions and the names. Let's go through it again. Because somebody got short memory. And let's go even before he had the title fight.
Yeah, you can do.
He fought that's Khabib there. So he's fought. We talked about Matt Hamill, didn't we?
Yeah.
Matt Hamill.
Oh no, we didn't. We didn't speak. We spot Ryan
No,
Bader.
so-
Ryan
okay,
Bader.
so- So Ryan Bader.
Yeah.
Even before that, he did Brandon Vera, elbow, TKO.
Yeah.
Elbows against Vladimir Muchenko.
Yeah.
Guillotine choke Blader, that's 3.
Yeah.
Rick Hoyam, knee, that's 4.
Yeah.
Quentin Rampage Jackson, finished,
Yeah,
5.
Yeah.
Nelson Michida, guillotine choke, 6. Rashad Evans, we won't talk about Rashad Evans because that was the decision.
Yeah.
Vitor Belfort,
Sub.
submission. Chael Sonnen, punches.
Yeah.
By the way, the Vitor Belfort, Vitor had him in an armbar that I thought he wasn't gonna get out of.
He popped.
He,
The guy said he heard it pop, he felt it pop.
Yeah.
He said he'd worked too hard to lose that fight. That
Madness.
means
Championship mindset. That's a champion's
That's when
mindset,
the
man.
drugs is really working. Vibranium from Wakanda. Just
Vibranium.
Or he's Spider-Man. You know, when Spider-Man can't be hurt, he gets hurt for a second and his healing powers coming. Or Wolverine, whichever superhero you want to add to adamantium. So that just tells me, you got some really, really good doctors in your team.
Stop it, man. That's cap. Stop
And
it.
when I was
Lance
talking about,
Armstrong, 2.0.
Stop it,
Come
man.
on.
Stop
It will
it.
come out in
Come
a
on.
few years,
Stop
trust
it.
me.
and when we talk about Khabib had to be in my top 5 because he had an undefeated record.
Yeah.
John Jones has 1 loss on his record.
He's not
That
lost,
That
man.
one loss was a disqualification.
For beating someone's head.
Beating someone's head, and the referee deemed that as a
Behind his
shot
head,
behind
yeah.
the
back of the head.
Yeah.
That is his only, and it shouldn't have been a disqualification. You should have it as a no contest. That means for me, John Jones is undefeated
He is, man.
in the UFC.
He is.
With those names, he
Big
can't
names.
he can't be anywhere but number 1.
Number one.
No, not number
But
one,
for
but that's a
me-
howler from you, though.
No, but-
To not have him in the top
Yeah,
5 is a
that's-
howler.
You're bringing personal feelings into that.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
personal
howler. feelings
feelings is only towards McNugget. You know that.
Yeah, that's a
John Jones,
howler.
I told you I was a massive fan. It was just, for me, yeah, there's an element of, do you know what, I don't really think he's a good person. He's a bit of a scumbag. Yeah, I like supporting Kings, but would I be friends with him in real life? Probably not. So yeah, I'm going to be honest and say, you know, right now, yeah, there's a lot of bias in terms of why he's not on my top 5. And maybe in 10 years' time, if everything stays as is, i.e., there's no more revelations about him, then yeah, I'm thinking I'll review it and go, do you know what? Nothing's come out. No Lance Armstrong documentary. I'm like, okay, but that for me, my gut is telling me that that's in the works right now. That
we'll see,
cocaine's probably laced with all kinds of EPO, testosterone. You know, he goes around knocking down pregnant women and all the other stuff that he does outside.
Stop it.
It's all in court papers. You know, that's all. So with that stuff,
what happens in a squared circle?
Yeah, for me, the only thing that you can talk about
when you talk about boxing and you talk about Muhammad Ali has not got the greatest record on paper in terms of he lost many times.
It's true.
Very similar to Anderson Silva, let's be honest. But it's legacy. It's not just what's happened in the ring. It's like, actually, as a person and as an ambassador for the sport, you know what? Children can learn a lot from you.
Yeah, but
I think that's a lot to do with the GOAT status.
But the thing is, it shouldn't be. For me, it's everything that happens in the ring.
Yeah.
Fairly, you can take into account the failed drug test, because that happened in the ring and that affected his performance in that ring. But when you're talking about, he got this many baby mamas, he did this, but no, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's
hear
cap,
about
man.
that.
That's cap. Like Floyd Mayweather is the greatest. Anyways, we're not gonna get into. We're not gonna get into this.
Outside, we're talking about his skills in the square,
Yeah,
in the
man,
octagon.
yeah.
But how much of those skills were optimized? How much of those close fights did he get through those difficult periods because he had a little bit more juice in his system than the other
go back
fighters?
and test that.
Yeah, that's what ifs, man.
But
That's
also
what
watch,
ifs.
again, we're not going to get too technical, but also watch Icarus. Tests every 6 months are evolving. They're picking up new things in the system. So you can say it's been tested. It's been tested now and nothing's been found. What's going to be found in 5 years' time, for example, when they test? And this isn't just John Barnes. This is exactly this is anyone and anything.
We can say anything pre-USADA because all of them, man.
Yeah,
are on
like Overeem. Have you seen him pre and post USADA?
Yeah. Even Vita Belfort, you see the
Exactly,
zombies,
man.
see the
Come on. So what are we saying then? Top 5.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, top five.
So
Number 5.
So just to close, is Jose Aldo now?
Yes, he is. He is.
No.
He is.
No, because there's other people that I've
No,
mentioned.
we're not saying ranking in top. He's going to be.
I'm saying we've not come to that discussion yet.
Okay.
I can't, because let's talk about the other
But
person.
But
person.
two of us agree that Jose Aldo should be in the top 5 over Khabib. That was the only
Let's
one
finish-
card we
let's
had
finish-
agreed
Let's
on.
finish the conversation, because there's one other person that was on 2 people's list that wasn't on one person's list,
Who's
like
that?
John Jones. That is Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
For me, there's too many people. There's more than 5 people that we're going to discuss now
But Nunes, two out of 3 of us have got Nunes on our top 5. So Nunes is automatically in the top
5.
That's not.
By the way, Ian, let's talk about that. What's wrong with you? Yeah, go on. Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
Tit for tat, it will be the ranking. But Nunes with 2 votes, anyone who's got 2 out of 3 is in the top 5.
Let's hear him out. What are you going to say about Nunes?
Let's hear about the lioness. Over to you, sir.
I respect Amanda.
Yeah.
She's the greatest women's fighter of all time.
Yeah.
And at the moment in time,
Could probably beat quite a few blokes as well.
yeah, I think she could. And at the moment in time, I think she should be top 2 or 3 pound for pound.
Yeah.
And she is top 2 or 3 pound per pound in the UFC. And she's done a lot for the sport in terms of the women's side of things.
Just get to it, man. Why not? Why not top 5 pound for pound?
It's probably the same reasons why you did it against Khabib.
Right.
It's because she's not, for me. She has had a lot of title defenses.
Yeah.
But for me, just some of the names and the level. Again, you can only beat what's in front of you.
Yeah.
But some of those people that she's fought, I'm like, why are you even fighting that? It's because there's nobody else in the women's division that she can lay off.
But she beat Ronda Rousey,
Yeah, cool.
Cyborg twice.
Yeah.
Holly Holmes. That's just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Who else has she beat?
gonna say-
Shevchenko.
She beat Shevchenko twice.
Twice.
For me, that's the only closest fight since she's been.
Did she beat?
Did
Did she beat Misha Tate?
Yeah, she won it off me today.
Come on, bro. She's beating the who's of the women's
Who
division.
else does she need to beat?
She has, but I mean, at the same time, like, she started her career. She started with losses. She was not always a killer.
Of course not.
She was not always a killer.
Yeah, of course.
Silva ended with losses. Jose Aldo's ended with losses. There's been evolution.
People evolve,
of the sport.
yeah.
What's what we talked about that last week? Like,
That could be
it needs
just
to evolve.
that could be due to various factors. Maybe the camp wasn't right, blah blah blah. You know.
I mean,
She was probably anything. Now I think she resides in the States. Back then she might have been again camp. She might
Yeah,
have
in the
been girl,
favela. Maybe
might have
she was hungry, man. She was
been-
fine hungry.
Just don't know. Like
She had an air, she wasn't drinking.
When we talk about championships and accomplishments, I'm going to go through this list, and it's probably the longest list of records you can have as a fighter in the UFC. Okay. UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, 5 successful title defenses. UFC Women's Featherweight Champion, 2 successful defenses. First woman in UFC history to win 2 titles, Bantamweight and Featherweight, and to also hold them simultaneously. First fight in UFC history to defend titles in 2 divisions while holding both titles.
Yeah, man.
simultaneously.
Double
That's
champ,
true.
champ,
6
champ.
multi-divisional champion in UFC. Great. Okay. Longest combined UFC title reign of all time. 2,775 days.
Come on.
Come on. It's 5th
true.
longest single UFC title reign of all time. Most wins in UFC history amongst women. Most wins in UFC title fights.
She's
fights
not
amongst
losing
women.
until
Most
she
knockout
retires,
wins-
man.
and I like this one. Most knockout wins in UFC women's bantamweight division history.
I love
6. Most stoppage wins in UFC women's bantamweight division. 8. Most consecutive wins in UFC history amongst women, 12. And there's more.
She ain't
and more
losing,
and
man.
more
She's
and
not
more.
losing.
Come on.
She's not
Like,
losing.
in terms of those accolades, and we're talking about goal, she is immortalized.
She
in
epitomizes
stone.
it, bro.
no,
Champ, double champ, beating everyone, beating all the contenders, lapped
Giving
him.
laps in
Yeah,
2
man,
divisions
come
at the
on,
same
come on.
time.
it's true. And you know what? And the only reason that she's not in my top 5 is because for me, there's other guys, there's other people for me that I couldn't have admitted. I couldn't have admitted Khabib. I'm sorry, I could not have admitted Khabib.
Right.
When I had my revelation,
Yeah.
it's because I forgot about DJ. I'm telling you, I forgot about DJ. She was number 5 in my list.
Okay.
I forgot about DJ. She had to drop out. It's as
okay.
simple as that.
Okay.
And again, Khabib is in my top 5
Yeah.
because he's undefeated.
Yeah, you've explained it. Yeah.
He's undefeated.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to. Yeah, that's my thought process really. So she had to drop out.
Right,
Unfortunately, heavy heart, but she
But
had to.
unfortunately,
I just think-
looking at the
yeah.
names, like
She's top 5.
APL said, like you said, she hasn't beaten names. She's beaten everybody. Like Valentina Shevchenko.
Current champion.
For the
Rouser.
women,
Ex-champion.
That was a wild. That was a
Michelle
wild. That was a wild shout.
Jermaine Van der Main.
Yeah,
twice.
there you go.
Megan Anderson, Felicia Spencer. She's even beating these young up and comers who are significantly younger, are bringing in the more
The energy,
evolved
yeah.
MMA, more rounded. She's
That's
owning
true.
them
Yeah, no, she is.
everywhere.
She is. No, that was a silly shout by me. But the reason why she's not in my top 5 is because I can't admit those other guys. I can't admit them.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
But anyway,
Nice.
2 to 1. But again, there's.
She's in the top 5 for sure.
Okay, so far, from your 2 calculations so
Yeah.
far, you've got DJ,
Yep.
Amanda.
Yeah.
You saying because this 2 to 1, doesn't work out by the maths. It doesn't work out by the way.
It does work out.
No, it doesn't.
It
But
doesn't.
let's continue.
For sure it does.
Amanda, we've got John Jones.
John Jones.
Okay.
GSP.
John Jones. We've got GSP.
Yeah. And then who else do we have?
DJ.
DJ, Amanda, John Jones, GSP, and then
Aldo.
Aldo. We agreed
Aldo.
on. And then that's it.
But did 2 people have Anderson Silva in their card? They did.
Free.
All of us had Anderson Silva.
Oh, yeah.
So this top 5, it doesn't work. That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
We just said okay.
We've got
we
GSP, Anderson Silva, John Joe. Oh.
This is what I'm saying.
Aldo
Oh,
drops out, man.
These guys
Oh.
got GCSE man.
Aldo drops out. Aldo drops
Aldo
out.
drops out. I agree with
Facts.
that. Because of Nunes.
Yeah.
Nunes has got to be in there.
Aldo drops out. Aldo and
I-
Khabib drop
I
out,
apologise,
unfortunately.
viewers.
Aldo
I
and Khabib
can't-
drop out.
Yeah,
Aldo-
because
Aldo
otherwise,
and Khabib drop out.
then that's 5.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Let's go through it because
Yeah.
we can't get a 5. For
Yeah.
me,
So now we've got a 5 now.
and you're saying Aldo and Khabib drop out.
Yes. We're not saying top 5, so not in any order. We've got Nunes,
Yeah.
DJ,
Yeah.
John Jones,
Yeah.
Anderson Silva,
Yeah.
GSP. That is our 5.
Let me just tell you guys
And now
right
we need to
now,
discuss-
listeners and viewers, those are my top 5. Come on.
Okay,
So-
Khabib and Aldo
I'm
drop
not-
out.
Yeah, man. Of course.
They drop out.
Maybe we'll review it. I don't know. Next year we may change our minds, but for here, right now, yes.
So Kings, next episode we've got to discuss the order. So we've got to close this week's discussion,
Yeah.
this week's festivities. Thanks for joining the King's Court.
Yeah, man.
Join us.
If there's any
Next
names you've
one.
missed out, if there anyone wants to contest my top 5, because it's mine now.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's my top 5.
He's taking
I was
my top 5.
My top 5. You can just drop it in the comments. I'd like to see some names.
Right, we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for joining the King's Court.
Peace
This is
out.
Lord Soggy.
This is Mardy.
AP, I like the stock. Get your money up, man.
See you soon.
Meeting adjourned.